Okay. Welcome to Figuring Out Farm Life with Ginny and Allison.
Homestead life.
Oh my gosh, what did I say? Time out. Welcome to Figuring Out Homestead Life with Ginny and Allison. Woo!
Hi, Allison.
Hi, Ginny. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I think I've been better.
What's been new with you over the week?
Oh my goodness. So we hosted our first veterans event. It was actually, it was very fun. It was coffee and breakfast with the goats. We didn't actually eat with the goats. So, yeah. Yeah. So we had about 7 veterans come, and we all had a nice breakfast together. And then we went down, took our coffee, and went and sat with the goats in the barn and chit-chatted and had a good time. And we're doing it again next month.
Oh, nice. So it worked out well? You were happy with it?
Yeah. Yes. We were not, I am not planning on having like a big crowd of people. It's just, it's a chance for veterans to get together and have some conversations that they don't normally talk about with people who are not veterans. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Did they know each other prior to coming there, any of them, or
Well, I know one of them. He's a veteran farmer. He and his wife are veteran farmers. She could not make it. His wife couldn't make it because she got stung by a bee.
Oh.
So shout out to Becca. So I don't know if she listens or not, but yeah, she got stung by a bee on her head. It wouldn't have been a big deal, but her eyes were swollen shut.
Oh.
So big deal.
Yeah, that put the sticker on your day.
Yeah. We co-hosted the event with the Dwyer program, and I should look up exactly what it's called. It's a peer support group or peer support program for veterans, and it's new to our county, so it's very, very cool. They're having a boating event on Sunday that Randy and I are going to.
Cool.
We'll have dinner on a boat. Yeah, it's exciting. I told you we had our last goat yoga, right?
Yep. Twice you said that.
Yeah, well, we've had our last public goat yoga session. We now have 2 private sessions coming up.
Oh gosh.
It's like I keep trying. It's like, no, we're done. Oh yeah. So we're not done yet.
What are they for, like a bridal shower or something, or?
One was a gift for a gentleman's wife's birthday. And then the other one is a corporate event.
Cool.
So yeah.
That's fun. I wish my company would do stuff like that.
Yeah.
So outings.
After the corporate event, it's a sunset session. So after that, we're doing a campfire with s'mores.
Cool.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, and this Saturday night we have a sunset yoga, no goats. There are no goats at this one. Sunset yoga with sound healing and a campfire and s'mores after that too. And the sound healing, we did this, I think in August, and it was such a relaxing experience. Amber's the yoga instructor, and she's gotten certified in this sound thing. And she has all different kinds of bells, and she puts them over you, and it's just this beautiful, I want to say glorious sound, and you're just like totally fall asleep. So anyway, I don't think you're supposed to fall asleep.
No, that's awesome though.
Yeah.
I did something like a yoga session kind of like that. This was like years ago, but I don't know. I was like, I don't know what was wrong with me, but I kept like wanting to laugh because I think I just felt like uncomfortable. Yeah. And it was like so quiet. And then all of a sudden, like the girl started massaging me, but I didn't expect it. Yeah. So I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm not meant for here.
Yeah. The first time somebody touches you when you're like in Shavasana, the relaxation pose storm, it kind of freaks you out.
Yeah.
And then when you go back, you know to expect it. Amber does not, she doesn't touch anybody. I don't think she did. And then we actually have company this week. So I have one of my sisters is here visiting, and yeah, we're getting to know each other better. This is a sister I did not know I had until last year. So,
That's awesome. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, actually, and she's outside mowing right now. Okay.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Come visit, put her to work.
Sorry. It's our life.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, and then also this month, well, we'll have one more podcast before you're here.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. We'll talk about that later.
I'll be put to work too.
Yeah. Yes, you will. What have you been up to? Enough about me.
Well, I went away this weekend, Friday through Sunday, to this really awesome event that it's called New Hampshire Bow, which Bow stands for Becoming an Outdoor Woman. So it's kind of like in conjunction with Fish and Game, but evidently, like this Becoming an Outdoor Woman organization is in like all states. So there's like a Vermont one, a Maine one, a Mass one. So if you're in a different state and you're interested in like learning outdoor skills, I would try to look for it. But there were people from Vermont, from even as far as Connecticut at the one in New Hampshire. So I think some
Connecticut is so far away from you.
Well, I mean, it's not like the next state. So
right, that's true.
Like, yeah, it was probably like a 6-hour drive, maybe longer for them. So
cool.
But it was really awesome. We got to stay overnight. There was all different sessions to choose from. So I did intro to archery. I did basic fishing 101 with worms. I did fish and small game field dressing and intro to bow hunting. So it was really cool. And then there was like other extra things they had going on at night. And you had like free time. You could just go swimming, do whatever. It was really, really awesome. So I can't wait to go back next year.
Cool. It sounds exciting. Did you meet any interesting people?
Well, it's so funny because you have cabin mates. So you stay in like these little cabins. And this girl had a shirt that said the name of my town on it. And I was like, are you from where? Come to find out, I could walk to her house. She lives like right up the street. I ended up driving her home.
Wow.
So her husband didn't have to come pick her up. Yeah. So I was like, cool, like we could go fishing together and stuff. So it was funny. Like it's just coincidence that we happen to be cabin mates and she literally lives like right across the street.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, everyone there was super nice. And, we all have like kind of similar interests. So that's, it was really fun. So
very
if
cool.
Any compound bow company wants to sponsor us, I want to buy a compound bow. They're not cheap, so
no, they are not. And the tips, holy moly, the tips can get expensive too, can't they?
Yeah, because they were showing us a different kind and one pack, whatever. It was like a pack. I don't even think it was 4. I think it was like a pack of 3. And he was like, yeah, this is $60. So it's like, it is not, yeah, it's an investment for sure. So Luke was like, why don't we get you a fishing pole to start with?
Those can get expensive too.
Yeah, no, I'll just get a cheapie. But
he's gonna get you the little pink princess fishing rod.
No, but it was really fun. So yeah, that was like my main thing. And then I've just been trying to get the house back in order and get caught up on all the laundry and piles of crap and whatever. So
I hope Randy doesn't listen to this because he's gonna be like, yeah, piles of crap. I received a package from Fillmore Containers today. I ordered jars for candles and jars for honey. And so that's what that is. It came today and I was like, just put it on the couch.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I did finally process my honey and I have to jar it still. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Got like a 5-gallon bucket.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
Yeah. It's not totally full, but it's a good amount.
Yeah. So are you going to make the candles with the beeswax? Is that what your plan is?
So these candles, no, those are probably just going to be soy.
Okay.
Depending on, I have to learn how to um, clean the wax, which
Hmm.
I've started researching it, and it doesn't seem that difficult. But I think I need to get some cheesecloth to
Oh.
help with the process.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's a plan. I would like to start making candles with the beeswax. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
What are you drinking?
Water.
Oh,
Nothing
I'm,
fun.
I'm drinking coffee at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
I'll be having coffee shortly. I'm out of milk, or I would probably have an iced coffee, but
Ah,
I need milk for that.
okay. Mine's black. Black coffee.
I do black hot, but if it's an iced coffee, I want to put like milk or cream in it
Okay.
and vanilla extract and maple sugar.
Yeah. Okay. Did you make your maple sugar or did you buy it?
No, I bought it. I bought it from Azure.
Okay. I just watched a
Yeah.
video on making maple sugar. It's a
I made,
process.
yeah, well, it's kind of scary because I feel like it could like burn and like just wreck your pot. Like I'm sure like whatever, but I tried to make something. What did I tried to make some sort of maple product, but it ended up not working, and I
Okay.
ended up with maple butter, which was still very good, but it wasn't what I had intended to make. But
Okay. Cool.
I think I tried to make taffy. I think it was like taffy or something.
Oh,
I don't know. Whatever it was, it didn't work. But I was like, this still tastes good. I'll just put it on toast.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you want to talk about anything else you did this week?
Nah. Why? What else did I do?
Um, your guest appearance, which is not going to be out yet, but
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, that was last week that I got interviewed. So,
okay.
yes, I was interviewed on a different podcast, The Art of Home, which is like a homemaker podcast. So, I did talk about it on our other episode about our favorite podcasts, if people want to go back and listen to that episode.
Yes.
But that was fun. So, that was a different experience. I was really nervous. She was like, "Why are you nervous? You have your own podcast." I'm like, "Yeah, but that's just like, chatting like with my friend, like you're like asking me questions."
Things I have to think about.
Yeah, I have no idea what I even said. I like blacked
Oh,
out, so
oh,
it'll be interesting to listen to it. So I have
cool.
no idea what I said, but yeah,
That's
I think
cool.
it's coming out in October, early October. So once I
Nice.
know the date, I will share further information.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So shall we talk about the top 5 essential homesteading skills?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to start?
Um, well, I wanted to start by saying we've talked about what homesteading means to each of us in a previous episode, and I don't remember which episode that was. It's like, I tried to look it up, and I was like, oh, it doesn't really say which episode.
It was probably one of the first ones, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think so, just to define, what we're doing.
Right.
And each person's homesteading journey is going to look completely different than everybody else's. Because people may be homesteading in an apartment or in the city or on a farm or on thousands of acres or on 2 acres.
Mhm.
So,
Right.
so I tried to base this on general homesteading skills, although some of it may apply to like a larger homestead.
That
Either
makes
way,
sense. Yeah.
yeah. So for me, the number one thing is learning how to plan meals with fresh ingredients.
Mm. Yep.
So,
Do you want me to go? So let me go number one
well,
now?
yeah, I get sure, yeah.
Okay.
Mine are not in, sorry, mine are not in specific order. It's like this was just the first thing I thought of.
Yeah. I mean, I don't, yeah, mine kind of are, but not really.
Okay.
So my first one was like building skills, building slash home repair
Yep.
skills. Just because if you need to hire people to build like outbuildings and fencing and stuff, that can be like really, really expensive.
Yep.
Um, so we wouldn't have like anything that we have if it weren't for Luke having basic, like, well, he has more than basic carpentry skills, but
Yeah, it does.
but you really, yeah, as long as you have some basic carpentry skills, you know, you can like build a box or whatever and attach some wire to it. You know, at least that's, you know, will get you most of what you need to get started. So I do think that's very helpful, unless you have the funding to, you know, to pay. But if you
Right.
can learn it yourself, and he's been teaching me, you know, like whenever we do a project together, he does try to teach me like, okay, this is why we're doing this and this, you know, so I have learned how to use like a couple different of the saws and stuff like that. I don't know if I'm allowed to use them if he's not home, but at least I think that's against the rules. But I can use them. So that's something.
That is something.
Yeah.
That is also on my list, was the basic, I said basic carpentry skills. Learn how to wield a hammer, use a screwdriver, how to measure things. Measure twice, cut once. You know, make sure you get your measurements right. And I don't know if I'm allowed to or not, but I use Randy's tools all the time when he's not home. Sometimes I probably shouldn't, but I do.
Yeah.
Better to ask forgiveness than permission.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have been using tools for a long time. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm very new. I mean, I've like obviously like hammered stuff and whatever, but like as far as like saws and whatnot, I'm not like, I can, the sawzall I'm pretty confident with. Like I would take that and use it if I needed to, but
Yeah.
like the chop saw or definitely like the table saw and stuff, I don't think I would use if I was
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah. The table saws. Ask Randy how table
Yeah.
saws are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
I was actually visiting the day that that incident occurred.
Yes. Yes,
So yeah.
indeed.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So we said how to plan meals. Along that vein of how to plan meals, how to bake. So learning how to bake things from scratch. That kind of goes along with making things with fresh ingredients. So learning how to bake things from scratch, bread specifically. I really hate buying bread from the grocery store. It has no flavor. Typically, the basic white loaf of bread has no flavor. I'm even finding like the Italian breads and the French bread that you buy at the grocery store, it doesn't have nearly the flavor that a homemade loaf has.
Right. Plus it has a bunch of crap in it that you don't need. And the flour is, you know, they take out all the nutrients out of the flour. And so it's just not as good for you also.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
yeah. So that was one of mine was, well, I put cooking / baking, but
Okay.
yeah, I mean, we want to, you know, like you said, like you want to be, well, to me, part of homesteading is being like more self-sufficient. So, you know, I want to be able to prepare my own items, you know, if they're not readily available at the store. So yeah, like baking bread, even making like a basic pasta, like, you know, just things like this, knowing how to like make a pot roast or like roast a chicken, just like basic, you know, all-purpose cooking, baking skills, I think goes a very long way.
I concur. And on that vein, I keep saying that, I'm sorry. Growing your own food. So gardening skills, learning how to either propagate plants or plant seeds, how to select seeds for your location. Your growing, what's it called? Your growing zone. Some things are hardier than others. And like, I can't grow pineapples. I don't think you can either. No pineapples.
No.
I think there are some hardy kiwis that you can grow, except they probably have to be kept inside in the winter. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Uh,
Yeah.
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 So it can't grow tropical things here.
Yeah.
No bananas.
Right. Olive, my cat is like licking my arm and it's like hurting because she's like licking the same spot over and over again. It's like, get her out of here.
Lucky's on the couch.
Aw. So my next one, which kind of goes along the same lines that we're at, is food preservation.
Okay.
So, now if we have your skill of growing stuff, we want to preserve it and use it, throughout
Yep.
the year. We don't want anything to go to waste. So I think, having some basic like canning or even like just knowing how to freeze stuff properly with like blanching it, preparing it ahead of food preservation skills. I think fermentation, that's been very fun. I've been fermenting like everything. Like I need a separate fridge for all my
cool. That's cool. That's also on my list.
That's also on my list. Preservation, food preservation.
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
We also did a video on food preservation.
We also did a video
or a video podcast.
Yes, we have a whole podcast episode that we go into detail about all different methods of food preservation. So yeah, if you're interested in that, definitely check that episode out.
Your video keeps freezing, so it's kind of throwing me off.
I know you're freezing on my end, so I'm like,
okay. Well, hopefully it's recording without issue. Our voices are going up and down on the mics, so we'll see how it works out.
Yeah.
Again, we've been having Zoom issues.
On technology in rural
on both
internet.
of our cases. Yeah, definitely.
On both of our cases. Right.
I have animal husbandry on mine. How to take care of animals, the animals that you're going to grow for sustenance. It's a pretty broad thing. You're going to want to know how to care for and process the animals that you're growing for food. Yeah. Going to grow for sustenance. And that's like, so for people living in the city, they may grow chickens, possibly. I mean, it is possible to grow chickens in the city, or quail.
Or like even meat rabbits.
I was thinking rabbits too. I just wasn't quite sure. Squirrel.
There is a squirrel season.
There is a squirrel season. There's also, I think there's a woodchuck season too.
Ah, little fatties.
Yeah. Did I send you the video?
Yes.
Okay. For those of you that don't know, Lucky, our dogs, Lucky and Storm, cornered a woodchuck this week. So that was fun. And it was a big fat woodchuck. Holy moly.
Holy moly. Big. Yeah, I was like, holy cow, like this is a big little guy.
He was as big as Lucky, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he didn't seem to be very afraid of the dogs, or he was hiding it well if he was.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So what's the next one you have?
I have basic first aid, which is a skill that I am very lacking in.
Okay.
But I think it's important. You're doing all these different tasks, or even like cooking, you can hurt yourself, pretty good. So I think it's good to know ahead of time what to do before you're in a, emergency situation. There are a couple books I have on my Amazon wish list that I keep meaning to order. That just have, at least if I have some kind of reference in the moment, because you never know, like whatever, you might forget where your phone is in the heat of the moment. I can't look it up online. It's just, it's nice to have some sort of reference. We did have a little bit of a test of how we would act in an emergency, and it was mistakes, and we didn't do that great. So I'm like, okay, we need to have basic, first of all, bandages and materials here. This is silly. And
you guys don't have a first aid kit? Okay, good.
know what to do.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe when you come for a visit, Randy will send you home with something. He is very, yeah, it's very, having a proper first aid kits are very important, especially on the
We do
homestead.
now, like probably from like every apartment. So
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Things
Okay.
happen.
Yeah, you guys
First aid kits are very, yeah.
I would be more prepared. Like, I don't know. I feel like you think about them more than you do yourself, like until like you're injured and then you're like, oh crap, like I need help too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is on my list of things I wish to gain more skills in.
Cool. Cool. I'm going to add foraging to the list.
Yeah.
Knowing what you can and cannot eat or consume from nature, or what you can use for first aid from nature.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's the end of my list.
My last one, which we also don't have a lot of skills in, we have maybe, well, Luke probably has like some very basic skills in, but I think it would be helpful is like automotive repair or like, small motor repair.
Yeah.
Just because that again can get pricey if you need to, send all that stuff out to get fixed by a third party. So, at least knowing how to do like oil changes and like, basic stuff like that.
Yeah. Change a tire.
Yeah, tires, spark plugs, or at least diagnose like what you think is wrong, whatever. I think that we that's probably our most lacking skill. Luckily we have family that is very skilled in this area that live around us, but but then you're having to wait till that person's available to come and whatever. So I think that can also be a very helpful skill. Which Randy good at, right? Randy knows how to fix all that stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah, for the most part. He's got a good, much better handle on it than I do. I mean, I can change oil. And I can assist him in things. And I can change a tire. I can put air in the tire. But yeah, he's got a good small engine kind of mind. Yeah.
Yeah, and the good thing about today is you have like YouTube and you have like all these resources, so you can kind of like self-teach yourself how to do a lot of these things, between books and the internet and all that. So
definitely.
So that's the good thing about the internet.
Yes. The one good thing about the internet.
Yeah.
Well,
I did have Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say there is another good thing about the internet is the ability to communicate with, family and friends.
Yes. Yeah, you can see our beautiful faces on YouTube and hear us on your podcast app.
Yay!
So I did have just a couple other things written. I don't know. I mean, I guess they're skills, but they're not. I mean, so I did write multitasking. I think that's, pretty useful anywhere, especially on a homestead though, because you have gardens going, you have animals, you're cooking bread, you're doing whatever. So
making kombucha.
Right. So multitasking and prioritization, I think, can come in very useful.
Yeah.
Money management, which, sticking on a budget, whatever, all that. And then just like home ec skills, like sewing, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yes.
Which I can kind of sew in a straight line. Like I could patch something if I needed to. I can't make clothing.
No, I can make curtains.
Yeah, I could make a curtain.
Just don't look too closely at the seam.
Right. I could maybe make an apron. Maybe.
Yeah. Depends on if there's pleats or not. No.
Oh yeah, no pleats. Just like being yeah.
Yeah. So was that it for homesteading skills?
I think so.
I think we covered quite a bit there.
Yeah. If anyone has any other skills or, that they wanted to add, let us know.
Yeah. If anybody wants to learn how to make corn relish, Ginny has a very nice YouTube video up on her YouTube channel, Mrs. White HomemadeLife.
Yes. Yep. My newest YouTube video.
I enjoyed it. I watched it this morning. So
Thank you.
yeah.
I recorded it a while ago. I couldn't really remember. So then I was like putting it together whenever I uploaded it yesterday, I guess. And I was like, oh yeah. So
Well,
yeah.
good job.
Thank you. So, all right. So I think, is that it for today?
Yeah, that was a quick one.
Yeah. All right. So thank you everybody for listening or watching. If you wouldn't mind giving us a review on whatever podcast player you're listening to this to, that would be great. Subscribe, share with your friends. You can also watch the video episode of this on Allison's YouTube, Zig and Vine Homestead. You could also find us individually on Instagram, Allison Zig and Vine Homestead. I am Mrs. White Homemade Life on Instagram or YouTube. And of course, we have the Figuring Out Homestead Life on Instagram. So follow us there. And we very much appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Ending.